Everyone grows old eventually. From a young age, we are taught how to take care of our bodies. In our 20s, people remind us, eat healthy, exercise regularly, get your checkups. As we enter middle age, the advice becomes even more specific. Check your blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar, start yoga, take calcium and vitamins, stay away from alcohol and cigarettes. And all of that is true. But there is something few people ever prepare us for, something almost no one talks about. That is, when aging arrives, it doesn't only affect the body. It begins to stir up wounds in the heart and mind, silent wounds that often cut deeper and last longer than any physical illness. Welcome to Mindful Healing, the channel where we explore the deep truths of life, mindfulness, and philosophy together. The Buddha taught the body is impermanent. This body of ours is like a raft we use to cross the river of life. And one day, as all things do, the raft will wear out. But what causes human suffering most deeply is not the aging of the body itself. It is the clinging, resisting, and grasping in the mind where fears, regrets, and shame slowly accumulate over the years. This is what the Buddha called the second arrow. The first arrow is the pain of the body, which no one can escape. The second arrow, the pain of the mind, is born from how we choose to react to life's realities. So when we speak of senior health, if we focus only on lab results, on blood pressure, on cholesterol numbers, we're only seeing a small part of the whole picture. The part of health that is often forgotten and yet may matter even more is emotional health, the peacefulness of the heart, the healing of the quiet wounds we carry inside. Because when the mind is at peace, the body suffers less. When the heart rests, even physical pain grows lighter. Today, I want to invite you to take a gentle but necessary journey with me. A journey to recognize and heal the emotional wounds many seniors quietly carry, wounds that often go unnamed, but deeply shape our experience of growing older. Part 1. Why? When we're young, emotions are like small waves. Sometimes we feel happy, sometimes sad, but life is full of work plans and goals that keep us busy. Those passing emotions often get swept away in the rush of youth. But after turning 60 or 70, everything slows down. Work fades away. Children grow up and move on with their own lives. Friends drift apart. The quiet space of life begins to open, and that's when old emotions come rushing back, sometimes stronger than ever before. One, emotional health directly affects physical health. You may have heard the saying, when the mind is at peace, the body is at peace. This is not just spiritual wisdom. Modern science has confirmed it. Negative emotions like sadness, loneliness, anxiety, and fear have a strong impact on the body. Raise blood pressure and strain the heart. Disrupt sleep, leading to fatigue. Trigger chronic pain like backaches, stomach problems, and muscle tension. Weaken the immune system, making the body more vulnerable to illness. Unhealed emotions can worsen physical illnesses that often appear with aging. 2, emotional wounds accumulate over time. After many decades of living, each of us carries memories, regrets, and unspoken pain. The older we get, the more these emotions feel like old boxes hidden in the mind. We may think we've forgotten them. But in the quiet of night, when the world falls silent, these memories return clear and vivid, as if they never left. Through loss of social connection makes emotions more fragile. In youth, we have friends, work, and family to share our days with. In old age, these connections slowly shrink. Loneliness isn't always loud, but it seeps in quietly like a cold mist reaching the heart. 4, the silent burden of, I don't want to bother anyone. Many seniors, especially our parents' generation, were taught to endure, to sacrifice, to be strong. Even when sadness weighs heavily, they often stay silent, not wanting to burden anyone. But this silence allows emotional wounds to quietly grow deeper inside. 5, aging is a time that deeply needs inner healing. We no longer have endless years to postpone caring for our emotional well-being. If we don't release these burdens, the final years of life may become increasingly heavy and lonely. Taking care of emotional health after 60 is not distant or weak, it's an act of great courage. A journey inward to recognize, accept, and gently release what has caused us pain. In the next parts, we'll explore the common emotional wounds many seniors quietly carry, and most importantly, how to heal them to live with more peace, meaning, and joy in the years ahead. Part 2, the healing journey after 60. Emotional healing isn't like taking a pill that works overnight. It's a gentle process, like tending to a quiet garden that has weathered many storms. At 60, 70, or beyond, we no longer need complicated methods. Simple, mindful practices done with patience and care can bring remarkable peace to the heart. Begin by naming and recognizing your emotions. The first step to healing is learning to face your feelings honestly. When you feel sad, acknowledge I am sad. When you feel lonely, admit I feel empty. When regrets surface, name them, I am remembering my past mistakes. Many seniors have spent a lifetime suppressing emotions, believing it was better to endure quietly. But silence does not erase pain. Only when we name our emotions can we begin to take back control. 2. Practice daily mindfulness. Mindfulness teaches us to observe emotions like passing clouds in the sky, to see them without being carried away. When loneliness appears, sit quietly, breathe deeply, and simply recognize its presence without judgment, without resistance. When painful memories return, allow them to rise and pass like an old film without clinging or running away. Even 10 to 15 minutes of mindful breathing and gentle observation each day can gradually lighten the heart and bring calm. 3. Let go of the past through self-compassion. At this stage of life, many still carry regrets. Words left unspoken to loved ones, decisions they wish they could undo, family conflicts that were never healed. But the past cannot be changed. What we can do is learn to forgive ourselves. Gently remind yourself, I did the best I could at the time with what I knew and who I was. I accept my imperfections as part of being human. Self-compassion is the strongest foundation for emotional healing. 4. Rebuild connection and create new meaning. Many believe old age means slowly withdrawing from the world, but this can be a perfect time to open new doors, join volunteer groups, hobby clubs, meditation or gentle yoga classes designed for seniors. Tend to a garden, care for pets, nurture plants, small simple acts that bring healing energy. Share your life stories and wisdom with your children and grandchildren, becoming a quiet teacher through your lived experience. When you have a small purpose each day, loneliness gradually fades away. 5. Welcome impermanence with peace. The Buddha taught all things arise and fall, come and go, appear and disappear according to causes and conditions. The body will grow weaker, this is nature's law. But if we learn to cherish each remaining moment, smile gently at ourselves, and view life with lighter eyes, then impermanence is no longer frightening. It becomes a teacher showing us how to live more deeply in each precious breath we still hold. Emotional healing after 60 does not require perfection. Just a little awareness each day, a little letting go, and a little peace. And these final chapters of life can feel far lighter and more beautiful. Part 3, a gentle awakening. If you've made it this far, take a moment to pause and breathe. You've already begun your healing simply by allowing yourself to look inward gently and honestly. Because the truth is, many seniors carry these emotional wounds silently for years. Not because they are weak, but because for most of life, survival meant staying strong, staying busy, staying quiet. But healing doesn't come from pretending we are never hurt. It begins the moment we allow ourselves to sit quietly and say, yes, this hurt me. Yes, I carry this pain. And yes, I'm ready to release it now. Aging is not a punishment. It is not a slow fading into nothingness. It is an invitation to live more honestly, to love more gently, to forgive more fully, to release what we were never meant to carry into these later years. The Buddha never promised us a life without pain. He taught us how to suffer less by not adding unnecessary arrows to the wounds we cannot avoid. We cannot stop our bodies from aging. We cannot rewrite every moment of our past. We cannot control when life takes away what we once held dear. But we can choose today and every day to offer ourselves kindness, to soften toward our own mistakes, to make peace with the people we once struggled with, and to see each sunrise not as something we are losing, but as a gift we are still receiving. You are not broken. You are simply human. And every day you still have the power to heal. May your remaining years be filled not only with longer life, but with lighter burdens, with softer hearts, with quieter joys, and with the quiet knowing that you have come home to yourself.